Hi, I'm Phil Nathan, and I have the privilege of chairing the Sum of the Parts. That's the committee that oversees and coordinates all of the service areas that we as Lions provide to our communities and the world. And our causes serve areas concerning cancers, vision, hunger, diabetes, environment, disaster, youth. But we here in the British Isles, we've learnt to support every cause by way of synergy, which will hopefully become evident. A great team has volunteered an inordinate number of hours to produce for you the Global Service Team Roadshow. These productions have been recorded and will soon be available for clubs to download and view whenever they wish, independently. So I'm pleased today to introduce you to the subject of hunger. Learn about gleaning, feeding the hungry, healthy nutrition, bags of taste, many more items, a synergy on health and the environment. So I hope you learn today, and I hope you enjoy a fascinating subject. Thank you.
Hello, my name's Lion Chris Hibbert, and today I'm going to talk to you about our global cause, hunger. So let's start at the beginning. What is hunger? According to the UN's Hunger Report, hunger is a term used to define periods when populations are experiencing severe food insecurity, meaning they go for entire days without eating due to lack of money, lack of access to food, or other resources. Some hunger statistics. Around the world, more than enough food is produced to feed the global population. I want you to bear that in mind as we go through the presentation and we talk about projects such as gleaning, rescuing food from supermarkets and giving it to food banks, but also using apps like Too Good To Go. But as many as 811 million people still go hungry. After steadily declining for a decade, world hunger is on the rise, affecting 9.9% of people globally. From 2019 to 2020, the number of undernourished people grew by as many as 161 million people. A crisis driven largely by conflict, climate change and the COVID-19 pandemic. So, how have Lions of the British Isles been supporting hunger? Well, from July the 1st, 2021 to 10th of April 2022, Lions of the British Isles have served 267,000 people. We've volunteered 37,325 hours and donated £138,000. So how does this stack up against our international efforts? For the same period, globally, Lions have served 62 million people, volunteered 9 million hours and donated $59 million to hunger alone. So our programme today, we're going to talk about club projects. We're going to talk about how our clubs across the British Isles have been supporting hunger. This will be in photographic form. We'll talk about Field to Fork, which is our route to gleaning success. We'll talk about Lions Feeding the 5,000 events. These are events that we've held in Leicester and in Colchester so far. And these are all about raising awareness of food waste, but also promoting the work that Lions do with a view to potentially increasing our membership or even rebuilding Lions clubs in towns that have no longer or have never had a Lions club. We're going to talk about Bags of Taste, a wonderful project, very innovative project created by a lady called Alicia Weston. This is something that Chelmsford Lions are currently piloting for us with a view to seeing if we can roll it out nationally. We'll talk about Magic Breakfast, another fabulous project, very heavily supported in District CN. And this is basically, for a very small amount of money, is providing nutritious, healthy breakfast for children that would normally turn up at school hungry. And you can imagine the difference that makes to a child and to the classroom. the disruption, a hungry child, the lack of concentration. This is all changed for less than 30p a child. We'll also talk about, there's an app for that, and this is looking at using technological methods to collect and redistribute food from restaurants and shops, etc. So here we have our first set of club projects, and these are based around Christmas. So we have Macclesfield and District Lions Club, we have Fleetwood and Cleveley Lions Club, Sale and District Lions Club, Senior Citizens Christmas Lunch, and we've got Flint and District Lions Club. These are all clubs doing wonderful work supporting people at Christmas. Here we have our second group of Club Hunger projects, and these are around food banks. Here we have on the left Southport Lions Club supporting their local food bank, Lancaster and Morecambe Lions doing the same in their area, Fleetwood and Cleveley Lions Club collecting a bootload of food to take to their food bank, and Aldershot Lions Club being supported there with their district officer Ian. All great food supporting food banks, and as you can imagine, there is a huge amount of work going around supporting food banks, and this is just a sample. Food waste statistics. An area larger than China is used to grow food that is never eaten. All the world's nearly 1 billion hungry people could be fed on less than a quarter of the food that is wasted in the US, UK and Europe. The annual value of food wasted globally is $1 trillion, and it weighs 1.3 billion tonnes. 1/3 of all food produced globally goes to waste. 25% of the world's fresh water supply is used to grow food that is never eaten. And finally, if food waste were a country, it would be the third largest emitter of greenhouse gases after China and the USA, and only marginally in front of the EU.